welcome back, chat. Welcome back, chat. Welcome back. What are you guys up to? Welcome back, chat. Welcome back. Let's go ahead and continue talking about this important topic, and that is mental health. So, I was bringing you guys a couple videos, right? And then I came across that social media or even news, they're actually reporting one of these funny ass thing as like they refuse to talk about really important topics as far as mental health goes. But things like this, they're quick to report things like this.
Nope.
Which is crazy. But let me show you what I'm talking about.
On a leash, not completely crazy, right, Boris?
No.
Okay, right. That's Wally, and he's the emotional support animal of a Philadelphia man who rescued the gator back in 2016. Of course, people of all ages stopped to take pictures, hopefully from afar, with the affable alligator. Some even picked up Wally to pet him. Boris?
This might be weird for... Nope.
Chat. I'm telling you, chat. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about now. You know what I mean? Please hit the like button and let me know what you think in the comment, because this is weird. You know what I mean? And instead of talking about really topics that are really important, we just gonna go ahead, they just report things like that. But the videos that I meant to bring to you guys are this. So let's go ahead and get into the real important topic. Whoa. 1 second, guys.
The campus of UNC Chapel Hill. The chancellor says the university, like so many others, is in the midst of a mental health crisis. Several UNC students have recently taken their own lives or tried to. CBS's Manuel Bojorquez reports from the campus.
Parents gathered on the campus of UNC Chapel Hill today to offer hugs, treats, and messages of support.
I want to be with those students and tell them, hey, it really, really, really will get better. I promise.
It's the latest effort to increase mental health awareness after 2 students died by suicide and 2 others attempted suicide in recent weeks. The university's chancellor canceled classes Tuesday so students could observe a wellness day, saying in part, "We are in the middle of a mental health crisis, both on our campus and across our nation."
Across the nation. Not only in the campus, but across the nation. You know what I mean? I always talk about this, guys, and you always, a lot of people just ignore this. And you know what they say instead?
Oh yeah, everything's fine.
You know what I mean? Even though things are not fine, even though the numbers are pointing out that there is mental health crisis in this country, if not in this whole freaking world, but we just keep going. We're just ignoring this.
Oh yeah, everything's fine.
You know what I mean? And a lot of people just dying.
Oh yeah, everything's fine.
But, nowadays, I guess, people dying is basically nothing to humans. You know what I mean? That's a normal, everyday thing. It's very sad.
Oh yeah, everything's fine.
It's very sad, but we'll just go ahead and continue talking about this. You know what I mean? Break the stigma. Maybe that will help. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and continue.
Seniors Sanam Shah and Claire Landis are part of a campus counseling group called Peer to Peer.
I think, the past 18 months we've had COVID on top of everything else. College is a super hard time, just socially, academically, financially for a lot of people.
Suicide is the second leading cause of death among the college-age population.
Nope.
Guys, look, if that's not concerning to you, then I don't really know what's concerning to you. I really don't. Because suicide is the second leading cause of death for college age youth. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, that is very, very sad. Like, in America, like, that to be the second leading cause of death, that is very, very sad. You know what I mean? And we shouldn't be here. We should not let this happen. We cannot. Like, if we want to have a healthy, productive human beings, we just cannot let this happen. We just can't. But yet, we are just continue watching people die every day.
Oh, yeah, everything's fine.
But, you know what I mean? If it's not concerning to you, why bother? Why talk about it? Why help other people? You know what I mean? Who cares about other people, right? That's the state we in 2022. Like, fuck other people. That's where we at. You know what I mean? I understand. I'm not complaining. I'm not like saying, oh, let's help each one another. Like, I'm not like crying about it. But like, let's be human again. Let's be humankind. Like, let's be both kind and human. You know what I mean? Like, let's be human beings again. Like, let's stop being robots. You know what I mean? Let's just stop being the Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah, everything's fine.
Let's just stop that, you know, and help our youth. Let's start there. You know what I mean? Because the numbers shows every age group is actually suffering from mental health. Like, there is some mental health concerns around all age groups. You know what I mean? So numbers don't lie. Don't get mad at me. I just report these things because I really care. You know what I mean? But
Oh, yeah, everything's fine.
if it doesn't concern you, I guess. But just know this. It might not happen to you right now. But if you're a human being, there's no way around it. Sooner or later, you're gonna have like mental health. There's no way around it. It doesn't care if you're freaking like, guys, I don't know how to put this. So like, I'm sure you already know what I mean. So let's just be honest about this. Let's just be positively honest about this, okay? Let's continue watching this video.
And from 2019 to 2020, one report found nearly 37% of college and university students who had received mental health services had seriously considered suicide.
This is a major societal issue. It's a mental health tsunami, and this is our kids.
Dr. Samantha Meltzer-Brody chairs the university's psychiatry department.
I mean, mental health's been stigmatized for so long. People suffered in silence. Students are talking about this here, there, and everywhere, loudly and supporting each other, that we need to do right by them and respond to what they're saying.
The student counselors we spoke with say they have noticed an uptick in the number of people reaching out to talk in the last several days. The university plans to host a summit to discuss ways to keep this conversation going beyond just this week. Nora?
Let's continue talking about this, guys. It's really important. It's really, really important. You know what I mean? Mental health, it's a public health, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and bring to you guys a couple of your favorite actors, a couple of your favorite people, you know what I mean, that are talking about, you know, breaking the stigma. So don't take it from me, take it from your favorite actors, favorite actress, your favorite people overall, okay? So let's go ahead and watch this.
And, you know, for me to talk about, a lot of people might project this image onto me that I have it all, or I'm, you know, but, you know, that sort of thing, it doesn't discriminate, you know, it gets anyone from any sort of walk of life, and it's, you know, for me, it was just talking about it sort of destigmatizes it. Talking about it for me has helped in some ways, you know, in this age of toxic masculinity, there's a lot of dudes out there that have a tendency to sort of bottle it up and keep it in and think that they've got to be a tough guy and soldier on, but that's not necessarily true.
Brian Hill, hello.
I think
I think anybody talking about it will help destigmatize it over time. But I think in particular celebrities or sports celebrities, if they have a platform and they've gone through any kind of issue with mental health, it's good for them to share their stories if they're comfortable with it, because not a lot of people are comfortable, and that's okay. I think, for me as a guy, I struggled a long time with not only my bouts of depression that I've had, but also things that have happened to me earlier on and when I was a teenager that colored me as an adult, but struggled a long time to just express myself. Because we as men, as dudes, just typically, we have this toxic masculinity sometimes where we want to hold on to feelings and emotions like I had done for many, many years. So, look, any opportunity I can to share an experience or share a little bit of insight that I've gained over the years when it comes to mental health and kind of battling things, I'm happy to share it. And if it helps out one person, it sounds very cliche, but I'm happy to do it.
The notion of being stigma-free, which is sort of, what many of us are willing to be, is a way to try and bring education to more people, since unfortunately in this country it seems that mental health is something that's reserved for people who can afford it and not people who need it. So I'm not looking to vomit my entire life onto the internet, but I do feel it's very appropriate, especially for so many young people who feel alone the way I felt alone, to talk about anxiety and obsessive compulsive disorder and panic disorder and depression and all the other things that many of us deal with, when we're teenagers and even when we're, adults.
Chat, can you hear me now? All right. So what I was going to say is that that's the type of conversation that we need to have, for real, for real. So because of that, let's just give it to Marco. We definitely need to have that kind of conversation, man, to break the stigma. Let's go ahead and continue the conversation a little bit longer. But before I do that, please hit the like button, okay? Help me, help the conversation, help break the stigma, okay? Let's go ahead and let me put the volume up.
Of available treatment types. So it could have to do with laws in that state, people with substance use disorder, laws in that treatment
need. Tell us why so many Americans right now, frankly, aren't receiving the help that they need.
So there are three main reasons that are driving this. The first is that there's a lack of available treatment types. So it could have to do with laws in that state, people with substance use disorder, it varies by state, a shortage of behavioral health professionals, and then of course, lack of insurance or inadequate coverage. Basically, it all comes down to money.
So talk to us about the money. What's the cost argument here?
Yeah, so think of it this way. Most people on health insurance, their preventative visits every year are free. They're covered by insurance because of the fact that if things are caught early, it prevents higher costs down the line. But the same isn't done for mental health care. And as a result, mental health care from 2009 to 2019 increased by more than 52%. So basically, I think they thought that, baby doesn't need as much attention as physical health, but the data shows otherwise.
Curious to know if the pandemic has, and we've chatted about this, how we've been seeing so many more mental health cases and issues thanks to the pandemic, but I'm wondering if there's something to be said here about the pandemic also adding extra strain, at least in terms of cost, if we've seen some of these problems that existed prior to the pandemic really worsening because of the pandemic.
Yeah, so mental health care is needed more than ever before. I mean, there are numerous studies that have come out in the past year that show that. I think one of the most striking statistics, though, is that more than 60% of all U.S. adults live in a county that don't have a psychiatrist, which...
Nope.
Think of it this way, most people on health insurance, their preventative free. They're covered by insurance, higher costs down the line. But the same isn't done for mental health care. And as a result, mental health care from 2009 to 2019 increased by more than 52%. So basically, I think they thought that, maybe it doesn't need as much attention as physical health, but the data shows otherwise.
Curious to know if the pandemic has, and we've chatted about this, how we've been seeing so many more mental health cases and issues thanks to the pandemic. But I'm wondering if there's something to be said here about the pandemic also adding extra strain, at least in terms of cost, if we've seen some of these problems that existed prior to the pandemic really worsening because of the pandemic.
Yeah, so mental health care is needed more than ever before. I mean, there are numerous studies that have come out in the past year that show that. I think one of the most striking statistics, though, is that more than 60% of all U.S. adults live in a county that don't have a psychiatrist, which is kind of mind-blowing. I spoke to somebody from the National Alliance for Mental Illness, and she said that, imagine if that was the case with cancer care. I think her exact quote was, people would be rioting in the streets. So, why are we treating mental illness different from all these other illnesses when it can have this, it's just as serious?
I also want to ask about the racial gaps and the racial lines that this falls on. I know that the majority of Americans are really not receiving that treatment, but how is that breakdown by race?
So there hasn't been a full racial breakdown yet, but it does show that Black women are significantly more likely than anybody else to be lacking mental health care coverage. And it also goes back to socioeconomic issues as well. I would love to see a full report really going into it, but I do know that Black women are suffering the most.
Well, shout out to Yahoo Finance. Yeah, man, so that was, you guys saw that report. It's all over the place, but people are just ignoring it for some reason because it's not hot, it's not, what do you call, sexy, it's not engaging, it's not, you know what I mean, it's not controversial, it's not, you know what I mean, Chad, you know what I mean, man.
Nope.
Or you don't, man. Oh my God, let me stop, man. Sometimes, man, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta, crack up, you know what I'm saying? But I think that's pretty much it for me, guys. Chat. That's pretty much it for me. Please hit the like button. I just wanted to bring this a quick awareness video to you guys because we have to break the stigma regardless, guys. If not us, then who? You know what I mean? Because we got no choice. We have no choice but to break that stigma, guys. So please hit the like button, join the community, subscribe, and before I let you guys go, let me play this soundbite for you guys.
Stand guard at the door of your mind.
And
you decide what goes into your mental factory. Don't let anybody just dump anything they want to in your mental factory, because you've got to live with the results.
Do you want to hear that again?
Stand guard at the door of your mind. And you decide what goes into your mental factory. Don't let anybody just dump anything they want to in your mental factory, because you've got to live with the results.
That's some wise words. You take it, you leave it, it's up to you. But my job is to just bring that to you, to let you know. You know what I mean? So, but what you do with the information, it's up to you. It's up to you. You know what I'm saying? So, all I'm saying is, just Like nobody, you will never hear mental health, or you will never hear what I'm talking about in the news. I promise you. They're not going to talk about this in the news. You know what I mean? You know why? Have you ever seen any good news?
Nope.
Have you ever seen these huge social media, like news agency, like reporting any good news?
Nope.
Not at all. Their news is based on bad news.
Nope.
And if they talk about mental health, it will be a bad news about mental health, not a good news about mental health, not spreading a good news. You know what I mean? Not at all. So all I'm saying is let's really, really talk about this. This is an important topic instead of just talking about some nonsense. You know what I mean? So I know you guys, I know you care. I guarantee you. Like, I know you guys care. I know a lot of people underestimate the average person and their quality and their, I swear, trust me, they underestimate us, chat. They always underestimate us. So, but that's a different time conversation. But for now, please stay strong.
Stand guard at the door of your mind.
And
you decide what goes into your mental factory. Don't let anybody just dump anything they want to in your mental factory, because you've got to live with the results.
You heard it, chat. But that's it for me, guys. And but until next time, guys, stay positive. Peace.